What's poppin', guys? Guard Champion here, and we are bringing back the Funko review and character breakdowns. So get hyped. Today we're going to be discussing Aoi as well as the Chase variant. So fresh from the mailman. So to review, since it's been a while, we're going to be doing a critique on the pop itself. We're going to figure out where the heck it came from, and then we're going to do the character breakdown without manga spoilers. Alright, so with that said, all my details will go up until the end of the Swordsmith Village arc. If you enjoy this type of content, feel free to like, subscribe, and share the video with a friend. I appreciate the support. So thank you for your time, have a wonderful day, and enjoy the video. Peace. Aoi has two variants, the common and the chase. And the difference between the two is a wardrobe change. And I think this is personally pretty cool because most of the time it's a glow or a metallic chase for the series. So it's nice to see some deviation. The common is in regular uniform with her arms crossed. And I have seen this exact pose when she is addressing her feelings on Inosuke and Zenitsu skipping out on training. One small scene. That's it. I really like the eye color and think that it just naturally is fitting for it. The colored eyes on certain Funkos at times just looks a little distracting and just not right, but this one is not the case. And even with no mouth, you could still see her anger and disgust, which is perfect because she usually is at the two boys. Not Tanjiro. Tanjiro's a good boy. The hair looks pretty spot on and really looks like her hair. You know, the detail on the butterfly hairpins is absolutely fabulous and is a key factor in making this pop so great. Everything is so uniform and plain, except for the butterflies. It represents what she is a part of and a source of her pride. Like usual, the uniforms look good, as always, down to the little details such as the buttons, the symbols on the back, to the pockets. A nice finishing touch for this one in particular is the glossy finish. I don't recall seeing this gloss on many other Funko Pops that I've noticed. So it just really makes her outfit pop. To me, this is a solid 10 out of 10 pop. Down to the little details is what solidified that score for me. The Chase variant has the same qualities as the common, but just with a dress on top. The uniform isn't as glossy as the common. Which I find kind of weird because it doesn't make the dress pop as much. That's all just kind of an even matte. I think the chase would have been a little better, in my opinion, if the uniform was still glossy and her dress was matte, like had a matte finish. It would have created a lot more separation between the two different types of clothing, and I think that would have just made the pop just that much stronger. So it's weird that the Chase is wearing the more common outfit than the common, where the common is wearing the least worn uniform. So I don't know, it's kind of weird to me, but I get it from a business standpoint because the dress is just a little bit more elaborate than not wearing it. So, and it does look better. You know, it's a fun chase. So I'm not going to deny that fact. But just the fact that the more common outfit's the chase and the non-common outfit is the common. So overall, I think that the common has some good qualities to it over the chase, but I still think they're both fun. You know, I'm not complaining about either of them. I'm glad to have both in my collection. So that's about it for the review side of things. Let's go into the character breakdown. So Aoi has a very dense personality. She always comes off as strict, serious, and is not afraid to speak her mind. Despite this, there are times where we can see her soft side. Her first appearance in the series is her interrogating the new Demon Slayers as they are entering the Butterfly Mansion. After this, she was yelling at Zenitsu for whining and not listening. So she kind of seemed like a handful at first. Once Zenitsu was healthy enough to train, she went over the instructions for the training. Stretching, tag, and a cup game. Zenitsu easily beat Aoi because he was motivated by touching the girls, and he was quickly punished for it. In the cup game, he refused to splash water in the girl's face, trying to play it cool. And here was their reaction. When it came to Inosuke, he did not hesitate. Dangled Aoi by her feet, and then just threw the water in her face without hesitation. Classic Inosuke. After all the boys kept losing to Kanao, Zenitsu and Inosuke stopped training. This really pissed Aoi off. And it was from this conversation with Tanjiro is where the pose came from. Before leaving for the Mugen train, Tanjiro is able to work his magic and sweep Aoi off her feet by saying that her feelings will reside in him and that he'll think of her when in battle. What a ladies' man. It left her speechless and almost felt like she was just gonna fall for him. The next major event when we saw Aoi is when she's being forcibly taken away by Tengen. The three boys defended them and convinced him to take them in their places. And then, probably the most controversial thing in Demon Slayer. Aoi would have been a really good response there, but they didn't do that. So I did mention earlier that Aoi had some soft moments. And we're going to take out of consideration the fact that Tanjiro, to just typical male protagonist that just comes in, interacts with any women, makes them fall in love with them. We're going to ignore that part. Alright, so let's get on to the other soft moments. Aoi cries when describing Inosuke's condition after the battle with Guturo and Daki, showing that she does have emotions and cares for him. Aoi was rumored to have fixed Nezuko's box for her, which was pretty nice, despite her being a demon, and us not knowing if she knows the situation fully. So she just willingly fixed her box, as far as we know. And lastly, in the scene where they are explaining how to handle Hakanesuka, I think that's his name. Hakanesuka. Sorry for butchering that. Anyways, Inosuke asks if he can have some rice dumplings. And she replies saying that she can make some for him later on. What's going on there, Aoi? Got a little secret dinner date with Inosuke? I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. So that's about it from my personal notes. And so next we're gonna kind of go over some fun facts that I saw through this fandom site that I find very trustworthy because they directly quote where it comes from, the manga and like other little fan books. So pretty cool. I trust the site, so I'll leave that site in the description below. So we're just gonna dive right into it. Aoi was a user of the water breathing style, but stopped since she felt like she only passed the final selection by luck. And also, she was in the same final selection as Muchiro Tokido. I personally didn't know that, so I thought that was pretty cool. Aoi is partially responsible for Kanao's name. What they did when they adopted her, stole her. No, they didn't steal her, because Shinobu just threw the money and then took her and ran. So they paid her. She was paid for. It's all coming back to me now. So they had a bunch of names on paper and they let her choose, just based on picking a piece of paper. And just as Kanao was about to reach for one, Aoi comes in and replaces it with one that says Kanao. And so therefore, that's her name, Kano. That's about all I have for you guys for the character breakdown. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. It's nice to do this again, and expect more in the future. Oh, also too, the English voiced actor's name is Reba Burr. In case you ever have the opportunity to take your Aoi Funko Pop, have it signed, there you go. So hopefully you enjoyed this deep dive of Aoi, and until next time, peace.